Section 1 says, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Just a side note, the Section 2 here is at the end of most amendments, giving Congress power to enforce that article of legislation, um, to make more laws that are needed in order to make this come about. So Congress is giving itself authority in a constitutional way as long as that amendment is ratified. Okay, so let's talk about Amendment 13. So, Amendment 13 addressed the articles in the Constitution that never used the word slavery or the word enslaved person. But there were permissions implied in the original Constitution. And that is because, as we all know, our American history, in order to get an actual constitution that would make our nation work, the founding fathers felt like they had to make some compromises with the states that allowed slavery. By 1788, slavery or lifelong servitude had been abolished in 5 or 6 states. It's according to the resource you look at. And these were Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Vermont. So the other states were still prospering from the works of slavery. And so they found, these founding fathers, they integrated the idea of it being okay to have enslaved persons in the Constitution, even without the wording. So in Article 4, Section 2, they talk about fleeing enslaved persons had to be returned to the states they came from. And so that is clearly implying slavery must be okay. Article 1, Section 2, it talked about how the states would enumerate their population for taxation and representation. So in Section 3, all other persons, which implied enslaved persons, would be counted as 3/5 of a person. So southern states and states that allowed slavery could count their enslaved persons as 3/5 of a person, even though those persons could not vote. And so it gave extra voting representative power to those states who were slaveholding states. And this is what those who made the compromise decided had to be done in order to get a constitution ratified and a nation on its feet. So, what then? The 13th Amendment, back to where the amendment comes in. The 13th Amendment says that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So after the passage of this amendment, Black citizens began to take their place in society. The world opened up. And during Reconstruction, over 2,000 Black Americans held office in a variety of levels, from the local all the way up to the U.S. Senate.